Hi everyone, this is Deekshit. Welcome to my channel. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about shell scripting scenario. So this is a 7 scenario. So 1 to 6 I've already uploaded to YouTube. So I'll leave a link in description. Please do have a look into that. Coming to this scenario, so I need to have a shell script, so which should accept repo name, username, and password. It should return the branch which is like inactive since last 2 months. Okay. So first I'll take an example and I'll execute my script, and then we will see how I have achieved this particular scenario. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's run my shell script. So I am there in one of my Linux machine. So let's execute my script. So I've stored in test.sh. I'm doing test.sh, and I do this one, so it'll ask me to enter the repo name. Actually, the wordings that I've given in echo is like not proper. So enter repo to get the inactive branch that it should be, but I missed that part. So that's okay. So this is the repo I wanted to verify. So cheat sheet. I need to give the repo name. Okay, and then I need to give the username, and after that I need to give the password. Okay, so when I give the password, so it will loop through all the branches and it will give me this output: branch test underscore one is updated 119 days back. So let's verify this one. So when you just click on commits, sorry, not comments, commits. So as you can see, so the last commit, the master branch is on April 30th. So that's what, like, for if no commit is there for last 2 months, then I'll consider that as like inactive. So if there is a commit, so then it is an active branch. Okay, as there is a commit on 30th of 2020, so which is less than 2 months. So that's the reason it is not displayed on the output. Okay, so when in other branch, when I change it to another branch, so here if you see, the last commit was in Jan 17th, 2020. So that's the reason it says like the branch test underscore one is updated 190 days back. Okay. So by this, you'll be able to see which inactive branches. So according to your your requirement, you can adjust the days in the shell script. Okay. So now we have executed and we have seen what we wanted to do. So now let's go ahead and let's see. So what are the steps that I've used in my shell script. Okay. So this is my shell script basically. In this this is a small one, but yeah, I'll go through each and every step. So the first one is this is a shebang line, so I'm just specifying sh being sh, and then so when I execute it, if you see in the output, so you are able to see uh, this particular one, right? Enter the repo to inactive branch. So this is what it is displayed. And then I have given a read command. So whatever the user enters, right? In my case, I have entered cheat sheet. So it will be there in this particular variable. And if you want to access this particular variable in any of my shell scripting steps, then I need to use like this dollar repo name. Okay. And then the next one is again, I'm doing the echo uh, this particular thing, and then I'm storing the username in this particular variable. The next one is password. So I've given read -s password. So if you observe, so username and the repository are visible on the uh, prompt, right? So when you enter password, so it is not visible. So that is because this -s. So when you use -s, so whatever you enter, it is not visible in your terminal. Okay, not terminal, in your prompt, it is not visible. Okay, so whenever you're asking user to give a sensitive information like passwords or tokens, it is always better give this option. So it is not seen on the prompt. Okay. And the next step is present date. So what I'm doing is like I'm storing a present date in a variable called present date in a seconds, because in Unix, so there is no function which gives the difference between two dates. So that is not there. So the only one way is get the difference between seconds, present day seconds, and then divide it by this expression 60, 60, 24. I'll explain you this when I come to this particular step. Okay, and so on this particular step, so I'm just storing a date uh, which is like converted to seconds, in present date variable. Okay. Also, one more thing to keep in mind. So when I say percentage seconds, so in shell script, so it will gonna calculate the seconds from the date 1970-0101. Okay. So from that date to the present date, whatever the seconds are there, it will be I'll be able to store that. So if you want to execute that particular one, so let me execute this particular command and my prompt. So this is, as you can see, uh, this is the seconds converted form, converted into seconds, and I'm storing it into present date. Okay. The next thing is a list of branches. Obviously, if I want to see the commits which are there in a particular branch, I need to get the list of branches of that particular repo, right? So here, what I'm doing is I'm not cloning onto my machine, because let's say this is very small repo, and let's say one repo is there, 100 people are working on that. So if each developer, or like let's say two developer has one branch, so therein wherein they'll push their code, and many other people are there, they'll create a feature branch and release branches and all. So it will be like more branches will be created, and the code, like if it is that much people are working on that repo, so obviously the code size is also very much big, right? So, and also downloading all the branches and downloading all the code, and by using git commands, it is very difficult to get whatever the details we need. Okay. So that's the reason I've used github apis. So there is an official page wherein you can find all the apis related to github. So I'll leave this link also in the description. You can have a look into this github apis according to your requirement. Okay. So my requirement is I'm just doing a curl. So I'm just providing username and password, whatever I've got from the read. Then I'm using GitHub API. So let's execute this particular one. So curl, and actually it's already authenticated in my case. So that's the reason I don't need to provide username and password. So yeah, in your case, if you want to run it for the first time, so definitely you need to give the username and password. So that's the reason I've just kept it here. Okay. So as you can see, so this gives me this particular output, so which is a JSON format. Okay. And so to loop through the JSON format, so it is not so easy. So you can deal with grips and like SCDs, so which we will basically use to filter a particular text in a Unix. But this is a simple JSON output what we got. But when you look at like next couple of APIs, you'll get to know the AP output, whatever we get as like, it will be very large, and you can have multiple fields with the same key. Okay. So that's the reason. So you can't deal with this kind of JSON with grep or SCD or whatever the string manipulation commands we have in shell script. So there is something called as JQ. So JQ stands for JSON query. So which is a command line. You can install it on your Ubuntu, and you can install it in a Linux. So by using that, it is very easy to loop through the JSON data. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just I won't talk much about JSON here. So whatever the expressions I've used, I was just gonna discuss about that. Okay. And now I want to get only the master and test one, right? I'm interested in the branch names, so I don't need the commit or so the URL or something like that. I just need the branch name. So for that, so I want to filter, right? As you can see, there is a dot and array symbol. So as you can see, this is the array, starting array. So one square brace is open and closed. So which is all the data inside that array, right? So that time what you need to do is dot and the array, and inside that what field you need. So inside that array, I need the name field. Okay. When I give that one, so I'll be able to get only the branch names. So let's execute that particular run. Mm, Let me copy this expression. Okay, when I do this one, as you can see, so I'll get only uh, the branch names. So this particular output, so this is ignored by -s. So let me show you that also. So when I use that particular -s, so whatever the download things that you can see on the screen, it will be gone. Okay, so only you'll get the branch names. Okay. So now I've got the branch names I've stored in list underscore of underscore branches. So now I want to loop through each branch. So there is an API again. So using this particular API, you can get the details of each branch, like what is the commit, last commit, and when it has been updated. All those things I'll execute and I'll show it. So before that, so there is a for loop. So because I'll be having a list of branches, right, by using this. Okay, now I need to loop through each value, right? So that's the reason I'm using a for each loop. So one by one branch I'm gonna deal. And here if you see, there is one more expression I've used. So the output of that, mm, so when I execute that, the previous command, so if you see the output as double quotes, so inside double quotes have the branch. I don't need this double quotes. So for that, so I'm using a cut and I'm just removing that double quotes. So there are a couple of methods by which you can take off that double quotes. So, but I've taken cut. So by using SCD also you can take off this particular double quotes. So it's nothing, like I've used a cut and delimiter. I'm mentioning it as double quotes and the second field. So the first field will be left side of this double quotes. So it's nothing here. So that is the field one, and the field two is this one. Field three will be after the last this double quote. So I'm interested in field two, right? So that's why I'm taking field two. Okay. So this gives me if I want to show that one echo master, and then I'm giving this cut. Okay, so this is just I am echoing because I just wanted to show you how cut works. Okay, so I'm getting the output, so which doesn't have double quotes. Okay, now again I have one more API, GitHub API. So if you see, this is the common thing, and if you want to see, if you go to GitHub official thing. So let's say if I want to take the API for getting the branches. So they have very detailed things. So what are all the things that will be written? So what is the status? Detailed information will be given here. So if you see, I've used this particular API, repos owner. In my case, the owner is my username and repo name and the branches. So this API only I've just copied there. Okay, but this particular thing will be common for all the APIs. Okay, and then this one, so here if you see, so I'm just executing this one. So I have curl for that, so that also I guess. Yeah, so when I execute this particular one, so I'm replacing, like whenever I run my shell script, so these things will be replaced in my API, right? So that is, I'm just executing that curl command, so just to show you like how I'll get the output. Okay, now if you see, so this is the large JSON, right? So if you see, so there are a couple of things like which are similar fields. That's why I said like it is not easy to handle with the grep. So if you see, there is a commit here. So this commit is different from this commit. Okay, this commit is a child of this one. Okay, when you do grep of commit, so it will return this commit as well as this commit. So that is the reason JQ is one of the best when you deal with JSON data. Okay. So now after that, if you see in my JSON, so in that I need to access the commit object. In that commit, again I need to see this variable. So that's the reason I'm just giving dot so the object, the present object. In that I want commit, and inside that again I need commit again. Okay. So inside that, so I need author inside that JSON. So it is like a long filter. So, but anyway, like if you want to achieve, so this is the way you need to follow. So then if you see, there is a date. Okay. So this is the commit date. So to get the commit date, I'm using this particular uh, JQ. So when I execute, when I give this particular one as a after the pipe symbol, sorry, there are two pipes. Let me clear the screen first. let me take a fun pipe symbol. When I do this one, so as you can see, so you'll get only the commit date. Okay. So now let's go back to our thing. So now I've got the date. And then if you remember, I told you, so if you want to get the difference of dates, so you need to have the difference between your seconds. So again, I have double quotes in my case. So you can, one thing what you can do is you can generalize actually. You can write one function and if you want to take off your double quotes, you can supply this value, or you can take off that and you can return that one. So rather than repeating every time cut, you can do that. So I just wanted to keep it simple. So that's the reason whenever I need to remove that double quotes, I'm using that. Okay. Now when you execute this particular one, so you'll be able to get date. So this much you'll get. So I don't get that particular double quotes. So that's what this particular variable will have. And after that, so I'm just converting that into seconds because to get the difference between the present date and my the commit date. So if you see how to convert is, you need to give in this way, date hyphen d, which format you're supplying. So I'm supplying this format, right? So that's why I'm giving this and what format the output you need. So I need it in seconds. So S stands for seconds. When I give this one, it will convert it to seconds and it will give it back to us. Okay. And then, so after that, so what I'm doing is the next step is the number of days, the difference between the days. So to do that, so the first one is, this is the expression that I'm using, the present date. So this is as at seconds. And now the last updated date in seconds. That as the commit date converted into seconds. So I'll take the difference between that. So now I've got the difference in seconds. If I want to convert that into days, so second should be first converted into minutes. So you need to do divide by 60. And if the minutes want to be converted into hours, so then you need to divide it by again 60. And again, if you want to convert that hours into days, one day will have 24 hours, right? So that's why I'm doing a 24. So now you'll be having a number of days. Okay, so here I've taken a if loop and if the number of days is greater than 60, I'm considering that as like inactive branch. So I'm just displaying on my particular output. Okay, so we have seen the output. Now again, we will verify with other repositories also. Okay, so now let's go back to our prompt. Okay. And so whenever, depending on your requirement, you can always use a GitHub APIs rather than cloning onto your local and doing it. So these things. So let's say I have only one repo. So assume like if you want to do it for hundreds repo. So that time you need to clone all the things. So the time is wasted and even the internet is wasted and it will take much time to clone a larger repos. Okay. So now what we will do, so we will take another repo. So not the cheat sheet. We will take something, some other repo. So I have one more repo, so which I remember I have not updated since long back. Jenkins file is the repo. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll execute my script. Sorry, let me clear again. Sh test.sh. It is prompting me to give the repo name. Make sure if it is a capital, give the capital one only. So username, Dikshit SN, and then the password. So when you do this one, so as you can see, I have updated this long back. So that's the reason you can see the branches which you can see 655 days, 315 days, all these things. And now what we will do, so we will try to do a commit on Docker file. Okay, so that time this branch shouldn't be coming in output. Okay, so now so in a Docker file branch, what I'll do, I'll just edit something here. Okay, so I'll just add one more line to this particular file and just let's commit it. Okay, I've just committed this particular one. So yeah, it is committed. Now again, when I execute this particular script, sorry, I missed that. Not the Docker file. My repo name is Jenkins file. So I need to give that particular name. Then the username. Then I need to give this particular value, password. So when I do this one, see that Docker file branch is no more. Like it has a latest commit which has been updated few minutes, right? A few minutes back only. So it is not inactive, it is active. Correct. So this is what I wanted to show in this particular video. So if you have liked the video, please share and subscribe. And also I'll be uploading few more shell scripting scenarios. Please watch all the videos in playlist. Thank you. Have a good day.